Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. I don't know how many times I've said that over these, Frank, many years. You know, I feel like old Lester Holt on Channel NBC. He always says, good evening and welcome. And, you know, that's his pattern. That's all he ever says when he comes back. Mine is, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. Been doing it a long time. Frank Barton sitting in on the third Saturday as he does.
You've been doing yours longer than Lester's been doing his.
I have. Because I can name someone before. I hadn't even thought about that. Well, when you're
good, I'm glad I gave you something there.
When you're my age, anything. But the next guest, longtime friend. He and his wife Teresa and his family, based out of Somerville there. Privileged to kind of help Billy Montague get started in his love of beagles and rabbit hunting. And I don't know how many years it's been now, but it's always good to talk rabbit hunting with the man himself, Billy Montague. Good morning, Billy.
Good morning, Mr. Larry. What an honor and privilege to get to talk to you again, and always fun to hunt with you. And
yes,
I really appreciate you getting me started 25 years ago, 1998.
That's hard to believe, Billy. You've been through a few dogs there. How many dogs you got now, Billy?
We have 13 running dogs. We have 3 puppies. We are getting started this year. They got a lot of promises. They are 7 months old, and they are really – they're running a rabbit, staying with the dogs, and I'm very impressed with them at 7 months old.
How do you, before we talk about a lot of things, how do you determine if one's going to cut the mustard? I don't mean that as an expression, is picking out good dogs. Because, Billy, you know, and folks, we're going to tell you a little bit later about how to get with Billy and get a hunt with him, because he actually knows the different barks of these dogs. I don't know how. You know, I sometimes have trouble knowing what my son or wife says to me, but he knows the dogs. So how do you determine if a dog's going to be able to do it or not, Billy? And how old do they have to be? Give us a little history on that.
What I like is when I usually say 2 or 3 puppies a year out of a stock of dogs that I know the mother and dad is good, that's proven. And it usually takes about 3 years to really be a really good rabbit dog.
Really?
The first year, you are teaching them how to run a rabbit and stay with the dogs, and got to keep them off of deer, got to keep them off of wild hogs, and different. They don't even know what a water hole is. You got to teach them everything about it, just like a preschool in school.
Okay.
And then the second year is like kindergarten, and they progress, and then third year they are just steady learning. But it takes 5 years for them to really be a good dog. The first year, you can't teach a dog to hunt.
Yeah.
They got to have them in them to hunt. If they don't have the hunting ability, there's no need of keeping that dog. They got to want to hunt on their own.
And you've had dogs that have hunted a long time for you, Billy. I know some of the names. If you were to mention them to me, I would be able to remember.
We had Buster. We retired him at age 13. Average life of beagle 8 to 12. We retired him age 13. He likes 2 months being 20 years old.
Is he still alive?
No, sir. I ran over him many years ago.
But he was a dog. He really was some special dog to you, wasn't he? Buster was.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah. We've been lucky. We have had some very special dogs. I'm different. Most people take 2 or 3, 4 dogs rabbit hunting with them. I like 10 or 12, just like going to church. If you got one person singing, it sounds okay. 2 people is okay, but if you got 100 people singing, it sounds better.
and they sing, don't you? They're making music for you.
They do make a good tune.
Yeah,
they do.
How do you determine which one's which, Billy? I mean, is there different dogs do have different tones when they bark?
Yes, sir. They have different tones, but see, there are dogs that just jumps a rabbit. You have other dogs that is a track dog after the rabbit's up. You have other dogs saying, "Me too, okay, I'm coming," follow behind the other ones.
Yeah. And you're right there. I mean, you're listening to them. You don't let them get too far away. You have a certain area that you look for. I know the season, just opened last weekend, right, Billy?
Yes, it opened November 4th. Okay. It will go to last day of February. This year we have leap year. and next year, and so get an extra day.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so
what are you predicting? What are you seeing so far?
We are seeing a lot of rabbits in the. I'm a farmer, and we see a lot of rabbits in the bean field and the cotton fields, and different ones have said the same thing. And their rabbits usually go like a 7-year cycle. They up and about 7 years, then they go down for 5, 6, 7 years. This year, I believe it's going to be an up level, which is a plus.
Okay. So the rabbits are out there, and your clientele, Billy, is from all over, right? I mean, tell our listeners what a typical rabbit hunt with you would be like.
We are going to this morning. We have 3 new people hunting with us that never rabbit hunted, 2 guys and a lady. But they have hunted before, deer hunting, dove hunting, different things like that.
Yeah.
And a typical day is minimum of 3 people on my land or on their land. They group the people up. All I do is carry my stick with me and my dogs.
Your stick.
I furnish the dogs, the lunches, and just the game. The cost is $150 a day per gun, minimum on mine, minimum 3 people, and on their land is $100 a day per member, per person, minimum of 3, and I still furnish the dogs, lunches, just a game, and take pictures.
And he said lunch is special with Billy. I don't know how many how many pounds of bologna you go through in a year, Billy, and how much because you're going to get a bologna sandwich, right, Billy? I mean, is that?
Yes, sir. We do bologna sandwiches, and I'm kind of partial to John Morrell, but all of them are good, I guess. But John Morrell is what we like.
There you go, Billy. Yeah. You're going to start wearing a John Morrell patch on you, you know.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But it's just what I started out with 25 years ago and hadn't changed. And some people, after they go hunting with 3 or 4 days in a row, so we're going to bring our own lunches, and that's okay too.
That's all right. But you know, and he also mentioned in there the stick. Now
yes,
Billy,
sir.
you're on stick number 4. Is that right now? I mean,
yes, sir. The reason why is when I first started hunting, I knew people when I started. I've been rabbit hunting, like I said, 25 years. Been rabbit hunting for probably 35 years.
Right.
Before that, we was quail hunters.
That's
Quail got scarce.
Yeah.
And so when I started guiding, you wrote an article on me, and people started coming, and I appreciate that very, very much.
Yeah.
We hunt Tennessee, Arkansas, Mississippi, within a 2-hour drive of my house at Somerville. And so nobody wants to see me shoot and pay me to shoot. So I put my gun down and started carrying a stick. The very first stick I ever took was a little paint stick.
Yeah.
And I broke it over a coon's head. I said, that's not going to work.
Yeah. So you went to a bigger and more sturdy stick.
We use a wheelbarrow stick, post hole digger stick, and we on number 4 right now. And number 3 I put against a tree. And a guy told me, he said, Billy, we are not supposed to be on that property over there. I said, well, I guess that's the reason the dog's not barking. That's private property. So I went and put my stick by the side of the tree and started getting my dogs and went back to a tree. I thought it was the same one. My stick was gone. So that's how I lost it. But even you've been with me. We killed a coon rabbit hunting.
Yeah. I've been with Billy many times. The highlight of my year usually of course, I've missed a couple there with my cancer and things along that line, but the experience and so what do you recommend? We don't have a lot of time here before I ask you all the information. What would you recommend the shotgun to use for rabbit hunting? What would you and the shot?
There are 2 type of rabbits: cottontail rabbits, hillbillies. They weigh about a pound. I suggest a 20 or 12 gauge, 7.5 shot long brass shell.
Okay.
If you go to these bottoms, you need 4 or 5 shots. There are swamp rabbits. They weigh about 5 pounds a piece on average, and 20 or 12, either one. But I need that long brass shell, 4 or 5 shots. And that's what we recommend.
And Billy can tell you some stories. I wish we had time because he's had some really crazy stories of people who have hunted with him. So tell our listeners, Billy, how they get in touch with you. And I know you can go to LarryRay.com, my website. Billy is back again as one of our partners on the website. You just click on that beagle dog, and you can find out information. But Billy, how do they get in touch with you if they want to book a hunt?
I appreciate it. What to do is call me at 901-626-5822.
All right. All right.
That's my cell number. I will have it 1 cent a time, and would love to. We travel within a 2.5 hour drive. We go to Harrisburg, Arkansas, or different places. People call me to go theirs, or they can come to my land. Well, and I would love people. We do this 6 days a week, and we appreciate people calling me.
And if you want a great Christmas gift, a rabbit hunt with Billy would be a wonderful gift. To take a young person, they're going to learn a lot about firearm safety. Billy instructs all that. If I remember, Billy, the one thing you don't shoot the dog, you don't shoot the guide, and the last thing, you don't shoot your partner. I mean, I don't know if that's right. I don't know if that's the correct order, but I know the dog's important.
Close enough. That's close enough.
That's close enough. Billy,
yes, sir. But you notice every time the dog barks, I try to find the biggest tree there is to hide behind so nobody shoot me.
You don't want to get Billy, that's for sure. Billy, thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. Always,
my privilege.
Always good to talk to you. You tell hello to Teresa. Tell her hello to Teresa for me, buddy. We'll get together soon. All right.
I always a lot of fun with you, Mr. Larry. You're outstanding. Stay safe. Have a good holiday.
Right,
and thanks
buddy.
for having me.
All right, Billy. See you later. All right.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Billy Montague. All right, let's take a break. Come right back. And you ready, Frank? You're going to introduce this next one, because I can't wait to talk to Jack Combs and the Poodle Man on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll be right back.